G'day everyone, welcome to Podcasters Emporium 28. We're coming to you live from Brisbane prior to the meetup. G'day Dave.
Hey James, how are you? This is a new thing for us, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something video, thanks to our Cisco Flip, which we're giving a try for sort of the first time for Podcasters Emporium.
Yeah, we haven't done it before.
So tell us about your morning, Dave.
The morning has consisted of waking up at a reasonable hour because fortunately New South Wales is behind the times. In front of the times. Brisbane's behind the times. Literally. Drove up here this morning, got lost, had to pee on the way, dropped off, picked Miss Williams up. We've just had a great late sort of breakfast-ish type snack.
But let's check in on Dave's trip right now.
Hello everybody, heading off to the Brisbane meetup, doing a bit of a video journal actually, so we'll see you in Brisbane. Oh, I'll be with you soon, Mr. Williams. I expect hot coffee and a lot of sugar in it to keep me going for the day, otherwise I ain't going to make it. G'day viewers, that's really corny. Funniest thing, just got off the phone with James Williams 90 and he goes, oh, how you going mate? And I went, oh yeah, pretty good. He goes, how you going? I went, yeah, good, I'm travelling pretty well. He goes, oh, what time do you reckon you'll be here? I said, oh, 9:30 your time. His response was, oh shit, he's not even out of bed yet. Brush your teeth, Williams, get on with it. We've got a meet up to get to. Cheers. Awesome! I just time travelled by 1 hour. Aren't I talented? Just hit Queensland. Brace yourself, Queenslanders. The rooster's on its way. Okay, slight detour to take a pee, but I'm coming, Williams. I'm on my way. I'm how many?
80 metres. Turn left. Ipswich.
Yes, I know. Oh, hang on. I'm a bit lost, but I've got the GPS. So I'm 10 minutes away according to this, so I'll be there soon. See ya. Right, now
G'day.
it works. Hey, here we are in Brisbane. We arrived safe and sound. Pending a few detours and a few one-way streets and some really crazy traffic lights. Is that right, Mr. Williams?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and some drivers. Oh, did I say that?
None of them were us.
Steamy here today in Brisbane.
Steamy, very steamy. We're sweating a bit.
I'm looking forward to the meetup.
Yeah, we are. And we're going to go and grab a coffee and we're going to do a bit of recording. And after that, we're going to meet everybody for the meetup. So hopefully this will chop together into a reasonable...
Length. Reasonable production.
Who's talking length? Only 6 inches long this video.
Welcome back, hope you enjoyed that one. Dave is here as you can see. Again, Podcasters Emporium 28, the show before Christmas. And it's a good opportunity to sit back and reflect on the year. We didn't have as many episodes this year, Dave.
No, not that many this year, but you know, we're not disappointed with how we performed this year.
It's quality, not quantity.
Absolutely, and you know, that's not a cop-out, that's just reality.
Yep.
And we don't apologise for that. But you know, one thing that I've really been pleased about, James, is the fact that we've brought some really good quality shows to the network this year through Podcasters Emporium.
Yeah.
And particularly, just to highlight a couple of favourites of mine, I really was pleased that we brought the 2 episodes on recording Skype and recording Skype for the Mac, and I thank Nightwise from the Nightcast and KWTV for coming on the show and telling us about that. And I've actually received some feedback from that episode, and there was actually people who have really appreciated that that particular show and have reported good results from Call Recorder.
In fact, I've seen people tweeting saying they'll be doing a lot more with Call Recorder and recording with Skype on their Mac as a result of that show. And it's
fantastic.
Just, it really is just one indication of the type of feedback that we've had right throughout the year with Podcasters Emporium. This year we've had people coming up and saying, you know, I've gone back and listened to all your episodes. So we've kind of been a bit of a quiet achiever, and I think we've really lifted our numbers this year, even though we haven't had so many shows out. So I think that's been a really big achievement this year. Yeah, and
I think we're starting to achieve. I mean, you know, call us wrong, but I think we're actually starting to achieve what we wanted to do with Podcasters Emporium, and really showcase excellence and get people to get their podcasts up to a greater quality and one that's that they're happier with. And I think that's recording outdoors is fun, listeners. We've got a helicopter flying overhead. I hope you can still hear us. But
keep her up, Charlie.
But you know, and that's been, I think that for me too has been really worthwhile, and we're excited and enthused about 2011, James.
Yeah.
Have you got a highlight from 2010?
Yeah, look, I would have to say the highlight was actually the show where you came back, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
I would say that was a highlight for me. But I think overall, the highlight for Podcasters Emporium is just the number of people that we've been able to connect with through that show. And we've got a great number of friends on many podcasts around the world. And we've actually even attracted some new hosts to the network through that. I'm thinking particularly of Andrew Johnson at the moment from Podcast Squared.
G'day, mate.
Coach Jeff.
Yep. Coach Jeff rocks.
He does.
I left him a feedback thing on his iTunes review, which everyone should do.
And we've also got a lot more shows coming up in 2011 for Lifestyle PodNetwork, so that's worked really well. The other thing that I'd say too is watch out for our new branding and our brand new position as a featured provider in the iTunes store, which is
exciting
absolutely
stuff.
Fantastic. So let's catch up with some of our hosts from the Brisbane meetup, which is pretty much happening today.
Yeah, in about 20 minutes, we hope. All things being equal. So let's cross to that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
The two best looking guys in the place.
Yeah.
Let's take my hat off.
I wanted to catch some of your expressionisms, Coach Jeff.
Podcasting.
Yeah. Is that it?
That's all I
It was good.
That's all I got.
I was trying to do it. I was trying to do it sneakily before. So
Stage fright now.
Hasn't shaved lately. Oh no, no.
It's like I can't do anything.
Hello. He's putting salt on it. On both. That's a prosciutto.
He hates it when he comes up to my place. Obviously, he's raw foods creations for him. He says, "Do you want to try this, chef?" And he goes, "Do I have to?" Hang on. We just got to get Russ something to eat. Good man. No, mate, you put salt on it. It's too much. Oh, it's good. You used to get in so much shit at school. medicinal throat wash. Let my salt come off.
Did you bring that from the closet?
I wouldn't be drinking it. Why's it gone white, chef? And you're eating that. Jeez Louise, man. Don't touch that, Russ. Oh my goodness, mate.
We want people from the different shows that are on LPN and anyone else who wants to contribute to give us some hot tips. And I've just found, James, this peculiar piece of kit in Coach Jeff's pocket or his closet. I'm not sure. But Coach Jeff, can you just explain to us, mate, what it is you have there?
Well, it's actually my sort of microphone for when we're out recording. And so the biggest problem we faced was that we would clip the microphone on, so it clips on here. Yep. But then the cord wouldn't go where you wanted it to go. So I have all these special made singlets that have a hole, so the jack goes through the hole down in the recorder. But then the lead would keep pulling down through the singlet. So, of course, being an athlete, everything is zip ties, rubber bands and sticky tape. So we put a zip tie on it, and the zip tie stops it sliding any further down through the hole in the singlet. So you clip it on, and then you thread that through a hole. The zip tie stops it going anywhere. And then that goes in one hole, out through another hole in the singlet and plugs into the recorder. And hence we have Coach Jeff's patented, non-slip, non-moving, one piece, does everything, recording microphone.
Just explain to us, we talked a bit on Podcasters Emporium about pop filters. And you should have a pop filter on every mic you own. And Coach Jeff, I noticed that you've got your own patented pop filter there for a lapel mic.
Well, I don't like to spend money, and we went to the shop. We spent $5 to buy a pop filter for the microphone, but it was just a wee bit too big to be running around with that on the front of your singlet. It was a bit too much, and so my lovely wife, Mrs. Coach, made this out of a little bit of material.
What sort of material is it?
And
just anything you found in your closet?
I think it was something in the closet. A lot of stuff in the closet, and not that many things come out of the closet. But that did,
right.
And so that works a lot better than running along with that.
And is it effective as a pop filter? So it eliminates your noise, your wind noise?
Yes and no. It's not. It's good, but it's not as good as probably a.
Well, you're not in the closet either.
No. So I tend to stick it inside try and stick it inside.
So it prevents it rubbing against your skin and causing funny noises through that.
But I've had a pop filter on it, and it doesn't work as good as our homemade
Lycra something.
And that's not really the pop filter I bought for it.
Right. No, we go to that, Coach. And Coach Jeff, where can they listen to your show?
You can find us at www.coachjeff.com.au or over at the Lifestyle PodNetwork. Great, have you heard of it? It's awesome, great little setup. Fantastic guy, runs the whole ship. What's that guy's name? James Williams. That's the guy, Lovely guy, he's here somewhere. Russ, have you seen him? He's here.
Thanks, Coach Jeff, for your, there's a hot tip from Coach Jeff. Now, Coach Jeff does a lot of stuff outside, external, so it just goes to show you that people can adapt what they have and all this really great studio kit to work externally, as in outdoors, outside the closet. Stay tuned for some more hot tips on the Lifestyle Pod Network, part of, no, scrap that, cut that. Keep listening to Podcasters Emporium, part of the Lifestyle Pod Network for more hot tips. Thanks, Coach Jeff. Awesome. They say always use a pop filter. We're here with the beer mic, and I'm sitting here with Ian Catt. And Ian Catt, I'm just wondering if you could tell us a little bit about where you're from, what your show is, and if you've got a top tip for our listeners. You can't take me seriously using the beer mic. Don't knock it.
No, but at least it won't pop, will it?
This is the Two Schooners live cross.
No, I just got a Rode Procaster, and I love it. I think it's a tremendous little microphone. I also got a boom, an articulated boom. You've both got those. I've never had them before. I've never had a desk-mounted mic. And now that I've got freedom to actually get to the keyboard, I find that wonderful. But the Rode Procaster, it's a magnificent piece of kit, and I found some great prices out of Melbourne, and I think it's wonderful.
Tell us your price.
I think I got that and the boom for about $260.
That's pretty good.
That's
accessible as the next step up, right?
Yeah, it's the next step up.
And you'd spent a little bit of time building a
dog box.
A dog box.
Yeah, the last job I was working on, I formed up some sheets of ply to go around my iMac and create diagonal walls, which I then put some blankets on, tape some blankets onto.
Padding.
Yeah, to create that sort of soft sort of sound booth effect. And it worked brilliantly. And then I got the new microphone. It was utterly irrelevant because the new microphone achieved what I wanted it to achieve without the dog box. So Merry Christmas, everybody. And if you're in the US, happy holidays.
Thanks for talking to us, Ian. And don't forget you can catch My Story podcast.
Your story.
Your story.
Your story.
Not your story.
That's my story.
Your story.
It's my story, but I want your story. YourStoryPodcast.com.
Brilliant. Thanks, mate. I'm also sitting here with Russell. Somewhat of a ring-in. Russell, tell us a bit about yourself and what you might be able to contribute to Podcasters Emporium Christmas edition.
Christmas edition, well, I don't eat dead animals, so all you turkeys and chickens, you're all safe, mate. But I run a podcast on raw foods and barefoot running, and my podcast is only new. We're getting started. I've had an ordinary site for a long time, What's Up Sport, dealing with a triathlon. This is how I knew Coach Jeff, and that's our connection there.
Right.
But yeah, so for my tips, is that what we were talking about as well?
What's a hot tip or something that you discovered that really made your life easy that other people might be interested in? And it doesn't matter if they've heard it before.
Oh, okay, well, this is podcasting, etc. Well, it's more so with, I do quite a bit of video as well in my stuff, right? And what you've got to look at is when you've got lights on, you really want to make it the correct temperature, etc. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well,
so you're talking about the colour of the light?
The colour of the light. So a good tip is that if you don't have the budget, you can go and buy one of these really cheap little tungsten work lights.
Oh, like
so just set it up there, and it gives you a really good bathe of light. And I've got a couple other lights with blue tints in them, which soften it down as well. But one thing you've got to remember is that I found that if you put some like baking paper over the top of it, it diffuses the light really good. But one thing you've got to remember,
don't sit it on it.
You don't put it close to it, because what's that smell, man? I'm burning. So
gotcha. So you're talking about the builder's lights that come on a tripod, sort of.
That's right. Yeah.
And what's the thing you got to find when you're looking for those types of lights? You mentioned tungsten. Are you talking about the glow?
Yeah, that's the glow. Just the light that puts out, and the idea is that that's the softener is that you just don't put it there so it just washes all your face out, or what, just
overexpose your image
and shadows, etc.
Right, that's a great tip. Well, thanks for joining us on our meetup day, Russell. We've really appreciated having you here, and we've had a great time talking to you, and I think you've value added to our community. I'm really interested to talk to Russell about his barefoot running and organic lifestyle. So maybe that's
the shoes. They're called Hirashi sandals, and I actually made them up myself.
I'm really interested. Yes, very good, mate. He gets that from eating raw vegetables, people. So be careful what you eat. I'm also sitting here with Coach Jeff, a well-known celebrity podcaster on the Lifestyle Pod Network, does his podcasting from a closet. So we've let him out today, we've let him out of the padded closet today. Come in, Jeff. I can't help but call you Coach Jeff. You've been a part of the Lifestyle Pod Network for a little while now, and it's really great to have you as a part of that. Is there tell us a little bit where you can find your show, what it's about in 100 words or less, Jeff, because I know you had trouble with your timing and stuff, and then just give us a hot tip for podcasting for our listeners so that they can take that away and stuff it in their Christmas turkey.
100 words or less. Now that could be somewhat difficult. Now the question
Time's up.
Look, guys, you can find me at coachjeff.com.au, or better off at the lifestylepodnetwork.com.au. In terms of a podcasting tip, man, the best one I can give you is to get on board with the Lifestyle Pod Network, download every possible episode of Podcasters Emporium. You'll find these two guys there espousing their wisdom. Man, I've learned everything I know about podcasting from Podcasters Emporium. Man, that's my podcasting tip. It's not as hard as it appears to be. It's pretty simple. Have a lot of fun. Grab yourself any sort of gear. Like I've still got some pretty cheap gear on my desk at home. Just switch it on, start talking, have a bit of fun, but definitely get onto these guys, listen to Podcasters Emporium, be part of the Lifestyle Pod Network, because they take care of all the techie stuff, and all we got to do is just switch the mic on, yabber away in 100 words or less, which is near impossible for me to do. But lifestylepodnetwork.com.au, Podcasters Emporium, that's my podcasting tip. That's gold.
Coach Jeff, you're an absolute legend, mate. We didn't pay him to say that either, and despite the couple of beer bottles that are on the bench, we didn't limber him up either. Coach Jeff, that's a ringing endorsement for the show, and we really appreciate you being on board, and we're going to have more conversations with Coach Jeff through next year. Please join us again in 2011 for Podcasters Emporium. Merry Christmas. Well, life's fun when you're on the road, as we said, and we've just hooked up the wireless network so we can have a look at what we've got planned for you guys next year. And we're really excited about next year. It's we've almost got a year's worth of content lined up, all things being equal. But we're really looking forward to the first half of the year, where we're hoping to interview some of our other hosts from the Lifestyle Pod Network. Coach Jeff, you're on the menu.
Yes, absolutely.
The other thing is that we're really looking forward to presenting to you how you can market your podcast in the form of media kits and working with sponsors a little bit more. So we're really looking forward to those elements in the first half of the year.
And there's lots more too. We've got a show called 5 Tips How to Improve the Way Your Podcast Sounds, which is going to be really good. We're going to be looking at niche podcasting and also things like using media in your podcast and future directions of social media. We want to get some social media experts in as well to talk about that type of stuff. So a really rich year coming up, fortnightly schedule. I think that's working quite well.
Yeah, it seems to be. When you're time poor, it's really, that one weekly cycle is really hard to maintain some consistency long term. We reverted to a fortnightly format, and it seems to be working for us. And because of my work, I'm actually travelling a bit more, which means that I get more opportunities for James and I to meet up and hook up. And when we're together, we're actually really, really productive. And we could throw together 2 or 3 shows per trip and then stagger the release. And that's working really well. We hope you're enjoying that. We trust that the fortnightly format isn't making you too much hungrier for more. But the shows are jam-packed, James, so there's a lot to implement.
And there's a lot of great feedback coming through, and we just encourage you to keep sending your feedback. We're going to be sort of closing down over the Christmas period. We've actually done all our January shows already, so there's a few in the bag. We're really happy about that, which means we kind of go on holidays. And I'm sort of heading away. Dave, you're going to be around?
Time off, but not going to be, doing too much podcasting and stuff. It's a good time of the year to wind down. And you know what? Most listeners are doing that as well. Someone's butt's ringing again.
It's not mine.
It's not mine, not you. No, we're right. We're good. Yeah, we're just winding down a bit, but we're kicking into full gear in the new year. Really looking forward to it. But in the meantime, we trust that you've been especially nice and get lots of podcasting goodies for Christmas.
Yes. And that was a really good show that we did last week that had all of those tips.
It was.
Hope you find something in there that you enjoy. Hope you have a lovely Christmas. This is the show before Christmas, so it's really short. We just wanted to thank you for listening to the show this year. And I know Dave enjoys it as much as I do, bringing it to you.
Great fun.
Leave some comments on the blog if you like, and send out your Christmas wishes and your hopes for what 2011 looks like for podcasting.
And also, we really want your promos. We've got a few, but we'd really love to see some more promos coming in. And one of the things that we don't mind doing for you is if you want to record some voice, we can mix it together with some music and ham it up for you and make it sound really pretty. So, you know, if the whole production aspect of a promo is daunting you, just send us the audio. We're
happy to put something together.
We'll put a wrapper around it. But we'd really like to see some more promos in 2011. And the other thing is too, they can follow you on Twitter, James?
On Twitter, James Williams 9, and you can follow him.
Yep, the underscore rooster. Don't forget the underscore. In the meantime, Merry Christmas to you guys. We're about to be interrupted by a whole bunch of kids. We'll see you later. Merry Christmas from James and Dave.
Merry Christmas from me and him. See ya. Bye.